This was a very well written post because it truly illustrates the issue when DC and a lot of these other major companies, really Marvel and DC, bring out black characters that are really either reskinned or just mantle passes of characters that have been white for pretty much ever. Hey, what's up, Nerd fam? This is your boy Gashawn. I want to welcome you to Enter the Nerd. Today, I want to speak to you about a topic which was actually brought up by a gentleman named Kevin Graveau. If you don't know him, he's a gentleman who created Blue Marvel, actually wrote Underworld. He plays, and he also, in that same movie, plays the big bald werewolf that you see there, right? He's also has a series for Boss Reeves and a couple of others that he releases. But he is someone who constantly promotes original black characters, whether it's in indie comic, graphic novels, whatever. And he made a post pretty much calling out DC when talking about, oh, we have these black heroes. And pretty much it was 22 of them there, and only like 7 of them were actually original. A whole bunch of them were pretty much like, mantle passes or just black versions of characters that have been white for about 100 years, right? Which isn't original by any stretch of the imagination. And the issue with that is the more that happens, the less the original characters come. Now, some people would have you believe that, hey, like, that's how we get in the door. But since that's happened, how many original black characters have come that are not connected or don't share part or full namesake with their white counterpart? Like that are in mainstream media, I'll say, right? Which is one of the reasons why I have such a hard time with the whole Falcon thing, because Falcon is an original character. Falcon carries so much weight and implications from who that character is, but then you just go and make him Captain America and don't use any of that time and MCU money to show his exploits as Falcon. People love Val Zod. They love all these characters that are literally, Earth 2 Superman. We understand that the branding of these characters is coming from a name that has not been attached to these characters for the majority of their existence. My favorite character is Spider-Man, right? Since I was little. And for the most part, that's been Peter Parker. People didn't like it when Ben Reilly became Peter Parker either. So no, this is not just a black thing, but we're on that right now, especially because that's what the post is dealing with. But there are tons of black characters. I have another one that's in my top 5. Night Thrasher. Where's he at? Not only is he a leader of a team, but he has a really cool story himself. The MCU could use someone like that. But they're like, we don't think it's gonna sell. Which, to make a point, people do have to actually spend money on these things. You do have to. But I'm gonna say this, a lot of these major comic book companies will let other characters who are white come and fail, but they will keep pushing them and pushing them and pushing them. So it's not necessary. When they want something to stick, they will keep trying over and over again. But they don't do that with all of them, and that's some real hypocrisy that you can really speak about. But I see a lot of people champion the Miles Morales of the world, who literally could not exist in his original universe until Peter Parker died. They champion the new version of Nubia rather than the old version, because the old version, actually, she had like a whole bunch of other stories herself, and she didn't have to feel like she could exist alongside Wonder Woman or Diana rather than just being a replacement. And she does have some really cool stuff. I suggest you look that up. Or like the Jace Fox, where he's like, the new Batman, where people complain about him having a mask on because they think it's so important to see black skin with the bat symbol. It's like, come on. The Kevin Graveau also talks about Bloodwind and all the Milestone characters and Crimson Avenger. These are all DC guys, right? Where are those? Those are really cool characters, which I've actually outlined in some other videos, so I'll attach them so you can see what their story is. Where are those? You're telling me that if you don't put that as a series or a show, people won't watch it? Of course they would. But it takes significantly less work to just take a symbol like an S symbol, a bat symbol, or the Wonder Woman symbol, and just put different skin in the costume and say, hey, here you go, isn't this what you've always wanted? But it's twofold. It's the fault of the companies, the two major ones, for not believing in that. And then also these people online who have either never read a comic book in their life, who keep on speaking on comic books because they go, oh, there's not enough black characters in comics. But there's literally hundreds. You can go pick up like a Marvel or DC encyclopedia and you can see a whole bunch of them that can be expanded upon rather than forgotten about. Because that's a real option. Like, expand on a character. But they go, no. Those don't make any sense. Put them in a mantle. We see what's about to happen right now with Booster Gold. They're talking about Donald Faison is playing him in like a CW show. Why? Why does that keep happening? Because the companies, don't have any faith in these original black characters. And they know you don't either. Because not only are you not buying it, but for some reason, you're not even going online and Googling black characters to see how many there are in the comics. You're just going, there aren't enough, and yeah, I'm gonna support anything black, but you're not looking up like Vertigo and Boom and Dark Horse and looking at an Image and all these really cool black characters that exist there. You're not doing that. Like, you're not looking up those, and those are things that other companies like Amazon and stuff like that, they can pick those up and really make those work. Even like the Lead and Ordinary Gods, like there's really cool stuff out there right now. Like heroes like Purge and Jason Wise and Dusu, like there's so many things out there. But you're not reading them, or you're not even bothered to look. So you're just going, yeah. The only things that matter, the only heroes that matter are the ones that inhabit roles or names that white characters have had for an extended period of time. For some reason, those are the only ones that you seem to care about. And it sucks, because there are so many characters that really should be living in the general public, that should be put front and center. Or another thing, you can create new characters. You can. And put them in a prominent spot. Put them in the middle of the MCU or the DCEU or whatever series. What's wrong with that? I could dig that. But instead, we get these either swap versions or just, we have Spider Dude or whatever, or Captain. I can't. And I know a lot of people, it's going to be a sore spot in terms of Miles Morales, because people love Miles Morales and they feel like, oh my God, my child finally has somebody. Even though, once again, if you actually were reading comics and introducing, there was always black characters in the comics, even though that representation thing is kind of weird to me because those characters aren't you. But if you were to go on that track, if that where were you going to go on, there are characters that exist. You'd have to pick up a book or maybe just type onto the internet and show them, right? They are there for you to see from various publications. So don't believe the lie and actually look at some of these characters. Honestly, that's really all I have to say about this, because honestly, I've grown up with all these characters and I still look at these original black characters, just original characters in general. We're talking about original black characters here as in regards to that post. So yeah, this is just another lie that these major companies love to tell. Into the nerd.